Oh man, this Fantom price target is gonna shock you. Fantom up 6.6% here today as markets start to position into their alts. Fantom is definitely one of those which are hugely skewed in the risk to return favor. In this video, I'm gonna break down my price target on Fantom, plus some of the important updates around their Sonic EVM. Loads to get through. Smash up the likes. Do not forget to subscribe, guys. If you want to trade actively with me, the market's absolutely ripe right now for amazing spot trades, which we're taking in our Telegram community, ijaz.uk/TG. I hope to see a bunch of you in there taking advantage of this bull market because we are making profits. We're not just watching, we're taking part and making profits. Now, you guys know, in terms of my long-term bags, Fantom is one of those I've backed for over 2 years, riding this all the way up, DCAing in it through good and bad times. I've had times where I've been frustrated with the team. I've had times where I wish the team would do more, but when they do well, it's unfair of us not to acknowledge it. And one thing they've done really well with so far is the Sonic EVM. For those who aren't familiar, they've now set up their EVM, which ran through testnet, allowing them 2,000 transactions per second with 1 second finality. Just take a look at some of the stats here that they're boasting on their new Sonic EVM. I mean, we're talking 1,000 transactions per second, already tested at 104, 0.64 time to finality. They've gone through the gas second. Look at the average block time at 0.26. This is what Fantom do best. They really do deliver on the technology, and never have I ever had a gripe with their technology. Whenever you've seen frustration, particularly through the bear market, which is hard for all projects, let's be completely honest, the main concern with Fantom is their lack of comms and their lack of marketing. But the amazing thing is, when you do have great technology, sometimes it can just do the marketing for you. And the effort they've now put in, particularly with Andre Cronje starting to be a lot more verbal on X as well, this is really starting to get the attention of the Fantom ecosystem. And now you're seeing the pricing back here at 27 cents, having been very, very low. I mean, you guys can see we're close at 17 cents mark, particularly when that employee MetaMask wallet got hacked. And that was obviously after the multi-chain saga as well, which, remember, was not a Fantom hack. That was the multi-chain bridge saga, which even now we don't know if it was a hack. That money seems to be seized somewhere, which could still maybe one day be returned. So we can see here, it's been a big move here to the upside on Fantom. If you just take that measured move, if you held the course and bought the dip here versus where we're at now here on Fantom, you're talking a 60% gain already. Not too shabby whatsoever. But here's what's interesting. Before I go into my price targets, I want to share this with you guys. Let's take a look at Fantom, right? You guys know that throughout the last few cycles, when I've been talking about Fantom, what I mentioned was that Fantom is very, very strong in DeFi. And one thing is for sure, nobody plays around with DeFi in a bear market, right? The very last ones to play around with DeFi were those involved in Anchor Protocol just before Terra Luna collapsed, and then we saw a mass exodus away from DeFi. That is very normal during a bear market. Nobody is searching for yield, and rightly so. You should just be protecting your money, protecting your assets, and risk is firmly off. Nobody's looking to take risk. But guess what happens when you get a couple of weeks of FOMO? Guess when you get a couple of weeks of the market starting to pump, Bitcoin pumping, Ethereum today and yesterday pumping after BlackRock filed for an Ethereum spot ETF as well. Solana now starts pumping. You start to see other coins start pumping. Why? Because money is flowing into crypto, and money is searching for good projects, and people are searching for good yields. And naturally, when people start to look for a return on their money, more than just can be achieved in the traditional markets, in their 10-year government bond like they have been for the last 18 months, they're going to start looking for riskier plays. They're going to start playing around with DeFi again. And when it comes to DeFi, who is it? Where is it that people go to actually interact on chain? Hold up. If you're looking to trade with us, head over to ijaz.uk/TG. We have our own VIP trading group where I share my exact trade signals, entries, stop loss, take profits, so you don't have to mess around using trial and error during a thriving bull market. The market is poised to move. We're seeing a lot of altcoins pump to the upside, and we're taking some amazing trades. Ijaz.uk/TG. I'll see you on the inside. It's the Ethereum ecosystem, of course. We know that Solana have an avid user base. They have an avid developer base, but people actually transact on Solana. So naturally, money's going to flow back to Solana since they're still alive. And naturally, you will start to see DeFi flow back into Fantom. Mark my words, because they've been proven to build great DeFi projects, and they had a lot of total value locked in the last bull market. And I expect that to be eclipsed in this next cycle as well, driving more use cases and driving more people using it. And that's the reality of things. If you build great tech, which is what Fantom continue to do, right? Their new member of the team, Bernard Schultz, is pushing the envelope of technology. Look at what Andre Cronje, one of the best DeFi minds, had to say. Irrespective of your opinion on Fantom, this is a technological breakthrough that increases base layer scaling by 10x. EVM is here to stay. Schultz's work increases throughput natively. This tech can be applied to any EVM without sacrificing capability. Blockchains are far away from reaching their technical cap. We will keep innovating and increasing base layer scaling far beyond the limits of what is available today. So ignoring all the hype, ignoring all the excitement and the FUD or some employees' MetaMask wallet getting hacked, which, you know, is not great. It's not a great look, particularly in a bear market. The reality is, who's building great tech? Who is pushing the envelope? Who is trying to make blockchain technology better, scale more, go faster, and quicker finality? And Fantom definitely has their hat in that ring. And that's one of the reasons I continue to add Fantom. I continue to like Fantom going into this next bull market. So when you look at this, I want to then jump over to this, which is we made deep dives into the, I've made a deep dive into the Fantom tokenomics. You guys can go watch that. I'll link it up here for you guys. Look at this. It's got a fixed supply of 3.175, right? So you know that 88% of the Fantom is already in circulating supply. So when you look not just at the market cap, which by the way sits at 770 million, I'm going to show you how measly that is right now compared to what you're getting for your money. Because remember, when you're looking to buy a token, you got to look at the current valuation. Forget the price. This don't mean anything. 0.27. Everyone always gets fixated on the price. Error 101. If you're new to crypto, you jumped in from this recent pump here, do not look at the price. Look at the market cap. The market cap is what you can compare to other projects, and I'll help you do that shortly. So when you look at that, the fully diluted market cap, which is if all the Fantoms were pushed into circulation, remember there's only 12% left to push into circulation, which is crazy compared to many other tokens which are sat at 20% or 30% circulating supply. They got more tokens to be dumped onto the market, okay? They're sitting at 880 million here in fully diluted market cap, which is crazy. I want to put this into perspective. Let's take a look here. Bitcoin sitting at $730 billion in market cap. Not million, $1 billion in market cap. Okay, 1000x of Fantom. Okay, granted. Let's then look at Solana. Solana's gone crazy recently, right? Sitting at $51. And I hold some Solana. I didn't sell my Solana because I was already sitting at break even. There was no need for me to sell, so I'm enjoying the pump here on this stuff. But we got to remember, Solana's growing because of use cases, and it's going to continue to do well. But you have to remember, there's a lot of people looking to sell Solana as well. That's one of my risks why I don't want to over DC into Solana. There's a lot of whales in Solana which will be looking to dump once they get a return on their money. Big VCs, big billionaires looking to dump that. So that's one of my risk factors with Solana. But that being said, they've got the adoption cycle. They've got people using Solana. So that's why it's not one I would ever bet against nor sell my position on. But look at it. It's sitting at $21.5 billion here. So Fantom is sitting at 770 million. And with Solana sitting at 21 billion, okay? So it's like a 25x there on Solana in terms of current valuation versus something like Fantom. Okay, let's say you, in your mind, you think Solana's miles ahead, which, by the way, I would argue, right? Fantom has not had many native hacks or downtime, whereas Solana's had numerous number of downtime. Plus, the still sketchy relationship with Alameda and Sam Bankman-Fried. I don't even think that's all ironed out yet. For me, that still leaves a bit of a muddy patch in my brain. And then you can compare something to like Cardano, right? Cardano's, of course, now managed to get a little bit of total value logged, but nowhere near the kind of levels we saw with Fantom during the bull market, sitting at $13 billion. And again, this is something I hold, so I'm not just pooping on it. It's something I hold. But you got to look at the undervalued nature of Fantom here. How can you justify it not even being worth $1 billion, $2 billion, $3 billion here as the market starts to get excited? And you can go down the list and you can see, and you go all the way down to position number 63 for Fantom. And that's where I'm starting to look, right? I've got to look at these projects and look at what is undervalued. And Fantom, I continue to maintain my thesis on it. It's being slept on. It's undervalued. They've got to improve some of their market elements, granted. But if they can keep working on the tech, if they can keep making sure their tech is relevant, the price targets, which I'm going to share with you, are going to become rather exciting. So let's get straight into those price targets here. If we jump on over into the weekly chart, you guys know I will chuck on my my fun Fibonacci levels. You guys know, if you don't know TA, if you don't know Fibonacci levels, if you don't know all these things, Ijaz.uk/TA is where you're going to learn TA from my 10 years of experience before it's too late. This bull market is coming. It's not going to wait for anybody. Go learn some TA. It's not going to take you long. Work through the course very quickly, take some notes, keep it open on your browser tab, and it's going to guide you when you're DCing. You're going to save a lot of money just through avoiding the trial and error. So we're still sitting here towards the bottom levels here on Fantom. Yes, we've had a little bit of a bounce from the 0 level on the Fibonacci, right? So we're not quite at our lows, but we were touching it just a couple of weeks ago. But now where do we look? We look at the Fibonacci golden pocket. And if you look at the Fibonacci golden pocket, which is your 0.618 to 0.65 level, this is saying, imagine if Fantom could just get to there. Not even get to all-time highs. And keep in mind, the bull market's going to explode, right? Bitcoin's going to go crazy. We'll get our Bitcoin spot ETF. Loads more money's going to flow into the market. Things like Ethereum will start to move. ETH is now filing for a spot ETF, very exciting. Will Solana get an ETF next, right? Things are starting to move in. XRP is going to get its move as well, because now they've got some ruling from the judge in their case with the SEC, which is fantastic. And then you ask yourself, can it not just get here to $2.20 to $2.33? And for me, that is a very comfortable risk to return. And that is why when we're sitting at the lows on 17 cents on Fantom, I was comfortable buying, because I'm looking at each Fantom at least being here $2.20 to $2.33. Of course, not financial advice, but those are my personal projections here on the Fibonacci. Then you look at something a little bit more progressive and you say, okay, can we get back to all-time highs? And for me, the answer is a resounding yes. And we got to understand why. Why do I think Fantom can at least get back to all-time highs? Well, look at the landscape. Look at the landscape. Fantom, I've just shown you through their Sonic EVM, has improved their technology. They've changed members of team. They brought in more expertise. Andre Cronje is back in the seat, being more vocal than ever in terms of Fantom and the ecosystem. You can see now that the excitement for the crypto market is increasing. We should get this spot ETF adoption. More money, institutional money, should be flowing into crypto. More people will be looking for yield. More people will be playing around with DeFi. These things are all going to make a difference. And so when I look here, can we get back to all-time highs? For me, absolutely, we could get back to those all-time highs. And that's, again, going to be a comfortable return, right? To go from 27 cents up to that $3.50 territory here on Fantom. But still, that's not enough, right? That's not enough. More exciting is, how do we get to this, the Fibonacci golden extension 1.618? This is where you get a more kind of still conservative. You can create more crazy price targets than this, but this is me with my risk averse hat on, is can you now get to this $5.54? Again, very nice, kind of more than a 20x here on your money to get to this $5.54. And look, these projections can be eclipsed easily, right? I mean, if you just take a look here at Fantom, again, less than $1 billion, a 25x here on Fantom gets you to Solana's current size, which, by the way, Solana's going to be hugely bigger than it is now when the proper bull market gets flowing. Ethereum is going to be much bigger, knocking on the door of 1 trillion. Bitcoin will probably be knocking on the door of 2 trillion and beyond, right? So a lot more money is going to be flowing in. And when you remember, that money is going to trickle down. That money is going to be trickling down to good quality altcoins. And for me, that's what the focus is right now. Making sure my portfolio is locked and loaded, not just with Bitcoin, Ethereum. Of course, I will never neglect those. I have to have the veg in my portfolio. You guys know that. But making sure I've got the altcoins, which I believe in, going into this next cycle. If that means I need to buy a little bit of a premium because I was being a bit lazy, which I wasn't. I did a good job of buying, but if I'm getting a bit of FOMO, I want to get some more. It's okay. I'll buy a slight 3, 4, 5, 10% premium if I think this is a project that can 10x, 15x, and 20x. So there you have it, guys. There's an update on Fantom. Let me know your price targets in the comments below. If you've given up on Fantom, I know a lot of people have given up, looked for new exciting projects, people moving into Casper, people moving into other projects as well. Let me know your thoughts on Fantom below. It'd be good to get your opinion. Thanks for watching this video. Smash up the likes. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.